Hey everyone, Gerard Scarpesi here in the heart of our hometown, New York City at Ion Studio with my good friend Leonardo Minetti. He's going to be doing an amazing haircut for you tonight, kind of the moment bowl cut. But first Kelly's going to show you a little bit around this salon because we're in the middle of this incredible salon here called Ion Studio in New York City. Kelly, why don't you give them a little look around at what the salon looks like. You see we've got this cool kind of mezzanine space. So some of the stylists are working downstairs. We're upstairs here with Leonardo, and they've got a really beautiful, reception area and beautiful display. They're partnered with Davines and have incredible products here. All right, so now that you know where we are, let's see what we're going to be doing. Again, this is Leonardo Minetti, very renowned hairdresser, co-owner of Ion Studio. Works a lot in the fashion world, magazines, behind the scenes, and today he's going to show you basically the hottest cut of the moment, something we saw a lot of during Fashion Week, kind of a bowly shape. Take it away, Leonardo.
So, hi guys, good to be here. Amazing to be with Gerard and the team of Hairbrain and Davines. So today we're going to showcase a little bit of the bowl cut. As Gerard has said, it's a little bit of the hot moment kind of scenario. So Judy here has the perfect actually hair for that.
Her head is perfect.
She's going
and it's her birthday. It's your birthday.
That's right.
You're getting a bowl for your birthday.
Yes. A bowl of love.
A bowl of love.
Estelle, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
So, you know, when you say she's got perfect hair for this, what makes it work so well?
So basically what we did, this is an overgrown cut that we did in November. It was really short on the side and really short, and we left a little bit of the outlines longer. So as you can see, it has grown up a little bit of a mullety feeling, and we want to take a completely different shape. So we're going to get rid of all the back part and utilize what's already in there to create our heavier line. Okay. We're going to leave a little bit of the outline, but like these, the front part is going to be our strong focus point.
Awesome. Let's see where you're going to begin the cut.
So we're beginning right in the front, just because that's what's going to be like our main impact. So once we take the shape, then we're going to go and refine all the under part of it.
Excellent.
Welcome, Luca. Thanks for joining us.
So it looks like, you know, you kind of started going towards the bowl direction already.
It was there to begin with. What we did, we actually colored our hair a couple of days ago. It was a little lighter, and we thought just to make it a little darker would have a bigger impact. Obviously, it's very pleasing for Judy, so why not?
All right, so let's see that fringe. That's kind of where it all starts, huh?
That's always starts. So there we go. Starting from the middle, we're gonna drag it down.
So guys, obviously we're in the salon here, and it's a busy Friday night in New York City. So you can hear a lot of blow dryers, and
we're gonna learn with our eyes tonight.
Yeah, we're jumping right in there. Leo and I will try to talk as loud as we can.
We try.
So as you're cutting the line, what things are you thinking of? Do you look at the natural fall of the hair?
Yeah, that's why we're actually cutting it dry. We're not doing a wet cut because it's important for me to see how naturally the hair falls, and then we're gonna straighten whatever is there.
So, you know, Leo, I imagine you've been a hairdresser for a while.
Yeah.
How many years?
About a century.
So you've already seen the halo in the bowl.
Oh, it's
maybe
always
3 or 4 times.
It's always repeating itself. We all know like how the industry is. You know, you reinvent what the wheel is to make it a little better, a little more like now.
You know what's interesting to me is it seems like the last time the bowl was really popular was with Demi Moore.
That's right.
Ghost.
That's right.
And I saw a few of the models from Fashion Week, and I thought automatically of Demi Moore and Ghost.
Because that was so iconic. That moment was amazing.
Yeah.
That was like, well, in the 80s.
I think it was 90s, maybe early 90s. I will have to Google it. Do you remember when Ghost was? You probably weren't even born.
I was thinking about the Beatles, actually.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh,
That's another evolution. All right. So again, this can be a very difficult thing to do. You're letting the hair fall naturally. You're just putting the comb right on the scissor right on the skin.
On the skin.
And just cutting a line in.
Yeah. Just to straighten it.
Rather than lifting it, because that would make the line too soft, maybe give graduation.
Well, yeah, we're not lifting it because once you lift the hair, we all know it's gonna graduate.
Right.
And we don't wanna like.
So no lifting, completely in the natural fall, and you're really just carving it in.
Yeah.
It's kind of deceptively simple because you're just cutting a line around the face, but it takes years of practice.
You can easily make a mistake.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, again, any idea you think why it's coming back at the moment? Is there anything in fashion that you've seen? I noticed there's kind of this. I think that's why I mentioned Ghost. I noticed there was like this kind of 90s revival.
And I think that's what it goes to it. I mean, there is like few different opposite things. There is like some strong shape like a bowl cut, longer halos, but also there is a lot of shags around. So there is a mix of things.
And they're kind of like both the opposite, huh? So the shag is it really as opposite you can get to a bowl. Well, I'm sure there's been some combinations. I've seen some kind of very rounded fringes, but with lots of layers behind it. So obviously you're combing it around a lot, and then you just kind of keep
checking the lines. Yeah.
So we have a question from Seth, who's been a great community member. He's a young hairdresser, I believe, from Canada. What's up, Seth? Thanks for tuning in. He wants to know, did you blow dry and flat iron prior to the cut?
Just blow dry.
Just blow dry.
Shampoo it thoroughly. No conditioner, just to keep the hair as nice elevated as naturally does. So no weight added. We're gonna play with the products once the haircut is done.
Right on. Did you use a brush? Did you wrap it or just a comb? That's a great tip.
And just follow through how the natural hair falls around the hair.
So if you're trying to cut a very strong kind of fringe, even if it's not a total bowl cut, you can do it with a comb.
You can do the comb back and forth and just make sure that you offset any growth pattern that is there to begin with.
So dry the hair with the comb, wrapping it back and forth.
Yeah, and not using any brushes, so we don't elevate any root.
Right.
I don't even own a brush.
You don't even own a brush. Perfect. So this haircut's perfect for you. Wash and wear. So, Leo, tell us a little bit about your background as a hairdresser. Where did you start? Yeah.
I started in Florence.
So you're Italian, and your partner Marco.
We met in high school.
In high school, really?
Yes. And then, strange enough, we reconnected in beauty school.
Really?
How random is that?
So this is Marco Santini.
Hi guys.
This is the other half of Ion Studio. So you guys met in high school.
And reconnected in beauty school.
We met in high school and we became good friends in the beauty school though.
Amazing.
We recognized each other. I know you. We used to be like
And then you've collaborated ever since beauty school, or?
shortly after, actually in beauty school, I got there 3 or 4 days before him. So technically I've been doing a lot longer.
You're the senior partner.
He is.
He's lucky. Yeah. So then I saw him, I was like, I know you. You used to be at the mathematics and the beauty school. And then since then we became
Amazing. So when did you guys move to New York and open Ion Studio? How long has the studio been here?
So, and we moved to New York we were here in the mid-90s.
93.
And mostly doing fashion, because I know you both do tons of editorial work and a lot of celebrity hair.
Yes, well I actually worked at Bumble & Bumble for 14 years before I opened Ion.
I didn't really know that. I knew there was a connection, but okay, now I got it.
And that
so
was
you came
actually
to America, you worked at Bumble.
Yes.
Okay.
I came to New York. All I wanted to do was actually dipping my feet inside fashion.
Yeah.
And Bumble was really hard at that moment. I was lucky enough to be hired by them. And then as studying as a hairdresser and educator, little by little I was exposed to backstage.
So that particular moment kind of really changed the salon industry, didn't it? I think what with Michael, what was happening at Bumble, it's really amazing.
Yes.
So fast forward now to opening your own salon. When did you guys open Ion Studio?
We opened in 2008.
2008.
Yes.
And so you've been in the same location now in Soho for 8 years.
For 8 years.
Again,
right.
Anybody that's visiting New York, I know lots of hairdressers come here. Put this one on your list, Ion Studio, a beautiful salon, very unique design. These stations, how did you guys make these? Cal, can you?
Those three that fell down in our property upstate.
Really?
And
That's
they were
right.
going to be firewood. But on the second thought, the guy that designed, one of the designer of the place from
WRK.
Okay. He said like, what about if I make like station with some tree trunk? I was like, great idea. Why don't I show you what I have upstairs? If you like them, you can go there and pick them up.
When you get a second, Kel, turn around so you can show the stations. I know this is a hot part of the haircut.
I will.
Lots of people loving it. Vilma, Frank Mussolino, all our regulars are watching. We do have a question about scissors.
Yes.
What scissors are you using? That's Phil Cooper. Everybody always wants to know about the tools because they make a difference.
And
Those
we
are
love
some
tools.
nicks.
STS.
STS. You know, you can get those on Hairbrains.
Nice try, real smooth there.
I love my STS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smooth operator.
Amazing. All right, so now you're beginning to do a little scissor over comb.
Now I'm doing a little bit of the scissor over comb, like see what the line I want, leave the strong line, and just work the under part. No pulling it away, I just let it fall constantly instead of separating and then do the undercut. I just want to have a flow.
So very organic, very natural.
Organic, yeah.
Do you work a lot on dry hair, or do you think it's just like right for this shape?
I do a mix of things. I do wet, dry, not. I dry before. Sometimes I dry, like just re-wet it and cut it and then shampoo it afterwards.
Right. You know, when Uni turned to the side there, I started seeing a little like 5-point kind of shape happening there.
Yeah, you can definitely see that.
Look.
And you have it right there.
There we go. Look.
Yeah. Bam!
Bam! There it is. Yeah, I use it for consultations. Would you like it a little flatter?
So it's everything is there. It's all mapped out.
Yeah.
That's the secret to a 2-minute consultation.
All right, so now coming into the back, going right into scissor over comb.
Immediately in there.
Great, guys. So we'd love your questions. We've got, both Marco and Leo. They're not only successful salon owners, but these guys really are in the fashion world. They do lots of magazine work. They do lots of celebrities. The question that we get all the time from young, passionate hairdressers is, how do you get into that world? They know how to go in a salon and get trained and get hired, but how do you go from salon world to actually doing celebrities and doing fashion shows and doing editorial work?
Right.
Choose your mentor is what Marco says. Yeah.
See which agency is represented by, and then approach the agency and see if they're interested into having some fresh blood in your assistant for shows, for photo shoot. My best advice, don't talk about money. Just offer your work for free. There's a great deal in getting knowledge. It shouldn't be about making money.
Amazing. So Marco is saying he's kind of soft-spoken in this noisy space, but he's saying find a mentor. Don't worry about the money at first. Offer your services.
And look which agencies represent.
So what are some of the top agencies out there? What are the ones that people, because I don't think that there's a lot of access. So Streeters, we've definitely heard a lot about Streeters over the years. That's one of the top agencies. And they're in New York, LA, London.
Guido Palau have an agency.
Yeah, he's got his own agency. Smart.
What's the name of the agency now? Reminds me. Guido Agency.
Well, we'll have to look
I'm
it up.
concentrating right now.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Second. I would say Jet Root is still a good agency as well.
Jed Root, yes. All right, let's get back to the haircut. So we have lots of people wondering exactly what the technique is now.
So we're doing still like scissor over comb. All I'm doing is combing and then see what I need to take it away. Obviously, we want to really showcase a heavier line without going too up, because that's where already there is a line that I'm seeing, and I want to stay with that.
So by using a scissor over comb, you begin to kind of graduate it, but you're looking at the flow of the line coming all the way around from what you created in the front.
From the front, and
so
then
there's a
take
balance.
it all the way back.
Amazing. Yep, guys, we love your questions. Let us know where you're from, who's watching. We see a lot of our regulars. I see Estelle. Thanks, Estelle, for all your support over the years and always contributing. Phil Cooper, he says banging. I guess that's a good one. You're banging, literally.
Literally, that's right.
I'm single.
Not for long.
Work it, girl.
Not after this video.
RJ, we'll see you later, buddy.
No, again, it's a very strong shape, but in the fashion world right now, everywhere that you look, they're talking about the bowl.
That's right.
I think it's going to shake people up a little bit, because we've seen so much long,
long, soft, ombre, layered.
I have something to add in a minute. I think for the last 8-9 years, what you've been seeing is a lot of color.
A lot of color.
The colorists have totally had the first spot or the spotlight.
Right.
And naturally now it's gonna come back to some hair.
Hey, things have to change. Yeah, that's just the way it goes in cycles. So it's a great point Marco brings up. It's been a lot about color, and obviously if it's a lot about color, it's a lot about longer hair.
That's right.
And now we're getting into some shapes, so we'll see some shorter hair. But now your salon, you guys do a lot of color, yeah? And you work with the Davines color line.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big part of your business as well.
Design is amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I know that there's been some new launches in the line. Is it the Vibra Pro?
Vibra Pro, yes. It's a new mask line. It was launched last year, 2016.
Yeah.
And new bleach coming up soon for balayage, which we're really waiting for.
Fantastic. So a bleach specifically for balayage made by Davines.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So in general, what is your relationship like with Davines? I know you guys are independent salon owners. You do your own education. But you seem very closely aligned with Davines. So what's that relationship?
Education have partnership with them because we create this academical atelier.
So the atelier.
And that's exactly where Ion and Davines merge together.
So you use this beautiful space here in New York to do classes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So what are some of the classes that you do throughout the year here? I mean, we see, one of the main ways that I know Ion so well is I'm always looking through social media.
Right.
And I can always tell an Ion picture right away. Because the craftsmanship is there. The craftsmanship is there, but it's also got sex appeal. You can see the Italian, kind of influence, which I think it goes hand in hand with Davines being an Italian company.
Yes.
But what I was getting at is what are some of the classes that you guys are offering throughout the year?
So in the atelier, we offer styling classes, but also we're introducing right now cutting and coloring.
Amazing.
And men's grooming.
And men's grooming.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
So about how many classes a year do you do?
It's about 1 to 2 a month.
1 to 2 a month.
Yes.
And who are the type of people in these classes? Are they your staff or?
No, majority they're all like Davines network. The salons are already in the network. They don't want to take classes and come to New York.
So they can use like benefits from being a Davines salon.
Obviously.
To come and take classes as well. Excellent, excellent. And about how many students a year do you see come through? Must be a lot if you do 1 or 2.
20, 17, 20 people per class.
Yeah, so
I would say like 3, 4, like
400 hairdressers a year from around the country. How about international? Do you get some international students? Yeah, I have lots of Italian friends. They love to come to New York for inspiration. Yeah, Canadians have a great standard of training.
Yes.
Here in New York. Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. You can't tell by my accent?
I can tell because you're talking loud.
I'm a loud talker. Yeah.
Me too.
All right, so let's get back into the haircut.
So now we're like doing a little bit of detailing on the sideburn. We want to leave it a little longer, but we want to keep the kind of cascading scenario right here. So put a little bit of a line, soften it up a little bit, redefine around the ears, and then go back in the back and really like take all this in.
So here's a great one from Mari Jones, who's also a super positive community member. Praise the bowl.
Praise the bowl.
The bowl is coming back.
That's funny, Gerard. You just mentioned that you're not really into the bowl.
Well, no, I think that it's a very strong haircut, and I think you have to, you have to be careful, obviously.
Yes.
I don't think that, Leo, you're saying go around out and put a bowl on everyone.
No, obviously
Right?
no. You gotta have the right contendant to do it.
The right bone structure,
Yes.
or the right attitude.
Also that,
So,
absolutely.
what do you think, when it comes to suitability, right? It's not just the bone structure, but it's the personality, the suitability.
Yes.
Here, do you guys also work with the different natural tech products that Davines has?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you give any tips to people when they're trying to kind of analyze like scalp and hair conditions? Is there anything that you do?
I would advise them, if they really have a serious condition, that's when you go for the natural tech.
Yes.
Then when instead you just have like dry hair or like,
Right.
and you just want to, then you go with the outline. But I think the natural tech is more specific for like a scalp condition.
Right.
And you're listening for your clients saying that maybe like they have an itchy scalp or maybe like...
I'll take a look because sometimes it can be just like a itchy scalp for one time, or sometimes it can be a condition where like you maybe have something really serious so they can do it instantly.
Right. But you see a lot of success though, don't you? I mean, I can remember because I'm someone who used Davines in the salon, and I would have clients that would have problems with their scalp, and I would suggest something from the line, and they would actually come back and say, "Oh my God, it worked!" You know?
Because I think they do an incredible research on their product. I think that's also why they became so successful in such a short time in this country.
Yep. All right, so let's get back to the haircut, starting to evolve. We did have a question from Pablo Castro. So he's saying,
Oh shit!
is that someone you know?
Yeah, sure. I thought he was in jail.
Pablo got out.
Oh,
Pablo just
damn.
wants to know, you talk about suitability, who's best for this look? You know, she is. Judy is.
Definitely Judy.
So obviously she got great bone structure and great skin.
Great personality.
And the personality.
You know, this haircut makes me think of the Tarantino movie where Bruce Willis is his wife.
His little French girlfriend.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah.
Blueberry pancake.
Yes.
You know, it's really funny that you mentioned that because you do remind me of her.
Aw,
Yeah.
she's so cute.
Now, whatever happened to that actress?
I don't know.
Right, she was so amazing in that role, but I've never really seen her again.
I forget her name.
All right, so now I can see, Leo, that you're moving the hair around.
Yeah,
and
so I
checking
see.
it. So before everything was natural,
And
now
now
it's a
I'm
little
gonna
movement.
start flowing and see like how everything like works if I move around, what's like stronger corners, then I need to get rid of it or leave it.
It's a different Pablo. He's from Chicago. He's never been in jail. Maybe there's more. It could be more than one Pablo Castro. I think that's a pretty common name.
It's a pretty cool name.
But he's never been in jail, and he's from Chicago.
Well, music, keep it that way.
Okay, so here's a great question from Estelle for Leo. So when you're working on much thicker, heavier hair than what Yudi has, how do you prevent it from turning into kind of like a real mushroom?
Well, that's all in the consultation. Is when you
Razor the
actually
shit out of it.
Yes, take the weight out as much as possible. Obviously, if someone has really curly hair and frizzy, this might not be the right suitable haircut.
Right.
But this is into our knowledge.
Right.
Well, when someone asks you something and you think it's right, you go ahead and do it.
Right.
When you don't think it's actually going to be right, try not to do it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
try to walk them out.
You know, so obviously that comes with experience, you know, knowing and having the confidence to say no.
Oh yeah, that's like, it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
There was a question about this cutting cape. What is it particularly?
This one is made by Luxor Pro. We have another one on hairbrain.pro.
Oh, there you go,
We have
Jamar.
our own cutting cape, cutting collar, very similar to this
Amazing.
one. Yeah. Yeah, you know,
And
we
it
have
comes in different colors? Black?
Actually, we have one now that comes in gray, light gray, dark gray, and white. But it's much more lightweight. It's a Japanese. I'm sure you've been to Tokyo before.
Yes.
It's like an amazing place for hairdressers.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, it's
yes.
and I went
Heaven.
and I went over there and bought a whole ton of supplies. So some unique supplies.
They let you bring scissors in the plane?
You can check them. You can check them. Yeah, you can check your scissors. All right. So again, guys, we love your questions. We're here with Leonardo Minetti and Marco Santini, two fabulous Italian-American hairdressers like me, Gerard Scarpacci. I can be
That's
very
right.
Italian tonight. And their incredible space is called Ion Studio. They're a Davines exclusive salon. Yeah.
Or a flagship store.
A flagship. Yeah, last year I visited your buddies Emma over in London. Alalon Education.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
And a salon. They have a beautiful salon as well.
Don't worry.
Beautiful, beautiful salon.
Yeah, I've never been to Alilon, but I would love to go.
Oh, you have to go and see their salon. It's like
heard a lot
a
of beautiful
townhouse. Very, very
But
beautiful.
it's in my plans to go there because it seems very inspiring.
It's very inspiring. Yeah,
I love the
absolutely.
work.
Yeah, they do a lot of education. They did a Facebook Live broadcast with Christopher Brooker last week. Christopher Brooker did a haircut. Yeah. So anybody out there, if you want to go head over to Alalon Education at some point, it's amazing. Amazing. So you guys travel the world a bit with Davines as well, and you do some of their big educational
We did
events.
their first
Can we find a spot here?
big LA World War tour last year.
The worldwide
Last
tour.
January.
What's that like? Because that's basically people coming from all. It's frightening.
Because they
Why?
had 3,000 and something hairdresser.
3,000 hairdressers in the audience.
And we stay, we do like set work,
Yeah.
not like, so for us was a little intimidating because I don't know if the hairdresser, they really like, they want to see this show hair.
Right, because what you do is more subtle.
And it's
It's
more
more
subtle,
subtle,
more something
yeah.
than you use on a photo shoot,
Yeah.
celebrity, but it's not so,
Yeah.
so we were a bit intimidated. We've
Intimidating.
never done anything like that.
How
But
did-
we sort of like trying to present what we do. We kind of choose like
normal,
5
don't
different
raise
kind of
your
iconic women
brows.
in the history of
Thank you.
time. Like the saint woman, the holy woman, the more like eccentric 90s woman, really like Hindu women and a gangster kind of women. So we want to give a tribute to women in time and sort of like pointing it up the look in the hair.
Amazing. Something amazing just happened in the last like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah?
You know, when I was talking and then I looked into the mirror and it really started to
see
become
the
a look.
shape? Yeah.
I can see the shape. You know, like before it was like several parts coming together, but something magical just happened in the last like minute where it all started to pull together.
And then I was looking where the weight line is and see if I need to like take some of the weight. It's probably gonna take it. I'm gonna just take care of all the back right now and then refine the sides and stuff.
We have a question from Maury Jones. Davines is doing a big show in Richmond in May. Are you guys going to be at that show?
Yeah, we're gonna be
You're
on
gonna be there?
Hair on stage.
Yeah, Hair on Stage in Richmond. I'm going to be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, nice. So yes, Mari, Leo, Marco, the Ion team, and it's going to be. Angelo's going to be there as well.
I'm sure there was gonna be
Yeah.
a bunch of people.
Angelo Seminara, the Ion team. I think it's going to be really, really something incredible. Yeah. Now, do you guys do you get to collaborate much with Angelo?
No, we have different rules in the company because he's the director also. We create different collection. We don't create collection, we just educate as an academy.
Got it.
So,
We got to spend some time with him for the first time last year in Montreal, and he's truly inspiring hairdresser. Yeah.
Oh, he's
I
amazing.
inspired a lot by him.
Yeah.
One point he did an incredible collection.
Looks like you changed your scissors here.
Yeah, I went straight on thinning shears right now.
Awesome.
But even what he does now is amazing.
Awesome.
I
Okay,
like
so
to
let's talk a little
combine
bit
all
about the technique
different
now.
tools accordingly to what type of hair I'm working with, especially with this type of hair. It's great. I mean, it's great candidate for razors, great candidate for thinning shears, straight shears, whatever pleases you.
So when you started hairdressing, Leo, did you come from that school where you only worked with the scissor?
Yes.
Or, yeah, I had a feeling. Because I can tell you have the technique.
Like
Yeah.
scissors
Only.
only.
Yeah. And then when did you start to branch out and use other tools? When you came to America? Or
In the 90s, yeah, when
in
I
the
came.
90s with
Yeah,
Bumble.
with Bumble.
Yeah. And I think that was a big part of what they did there. They helped expand people's minds.
Well, basically, it's like taking whatever like you had it and like bring it to the next level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
utilizing different tools to achieve different looks.
Yeah.
So
So it's like,
ultimately, I think what they were fantastic at it, they just kind of pretty much use all the Sassoon iconic haircut,
to make them softer, more
but they use the
wearable, more
razor.
leather.
Instead of
Yeah.
using the scissor, they
Yeah.
use the razor, so you could achieve those haircuts
Yeah.
in a quarter of the time,
Yeah.
and I have a completely different sensibility.
Yeah.
That was genius.
That's such a great word, a different sensibility. That's a beautiful way of putting it. Yeah. You look good. You feel good? Yeah, you look awesome. You look awesome. This summer we do Hairbrain does a show, and it's going to be in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
And Howard is going to be one of the artists. presenting.
Amazing.
Yeah. He's just a cool guy.
Yes.
He's a cool
How
guy.
did you never get to meet his brother? Who
Yeah,
was
I never met.
incredibly brilliant.
I met Raymond like in the '90s, but I never got to know him.
Golden
Yeah, yeah, golden time.
Still going through with thinning shears or softening the under part, and obviously leaving the line.
Yeah, you can see how that just took the edge off and started to round it in. Make the shape look wonderful. Yeah, so, you know, do you consider yourself, you know, technical or visual, or really a balance of both, you know?
I would say more visual.
More visual,
Like,
yeah.
the visual part is like what took more being on set. Yeah. Like, that's all about, like, what looks good, what doesn't look good.
Yep.
What your eye sometimes is trained to see, and what sometimes what you see is not actually not right.
Amazing. And again, using the comb. I can tell you've got a little barbering training too.
Little.
Yeah, because you know, you can always tell someone who's got barbering training by the way they scissor over comb. So you can hold the comb, you see how he holds it like in a C shaping and then spins it around. A lot of times, people that are cosmetologists don't do that. Yeah.
No, but when you're coming from a barber and you like do your scissor over comb, you keep beating your scissors as you go, and you have to round, obviously.
Oh yeah. Did you have that in your family, or?
No, but when I stopped learning like informatics and mathematics, my dad was like, "You're not staying home in the summer."
Yeah.
So I got myself a job at my local barber.
So you did spend. I knew. I could
did.
tell. See,
I
know
spent the
hairdressers
summer.
You go,
like
Gerard.
that. And you know, because I was trained barbering by a Sicilian barber.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well,
his name was
Benji, you
Gaston.
just keep on moving. You just keep on moving, Benji.
Yeah, you know what his
and be on
thing
your
was?
way.
You know how he would train us? He would come into a short men's haircut and put a hard line in the bottom with his edger, and so you know you have to blend it out with scissors over going. Yeah, it was like torture. He'd go and you have to start doing scissor over comb until the line disappears. Talk about hard work. No thinning scissor for that either.
No.
Yeah. So it's really starting to sit in now.
And you really see like, you know, she's got a very happy hairline. So it shoots out everywhere. Shoots up, shoots on the side. So I'm gonna go in there as much as possible without going to skin tight.
Right.
And then probably I'm gonna carve her in afterwards.
So first graduated and then put in the outline. Yes. So are you still working a lot? I know you do a lot of celebrities and a lot of fashion work. Are you still working a lot in the salon on clients on a regular basis?
Oh yeah, I love being in the salon. More now than the last 10 years, because after you open up a salon, you kind of like need to be engaged with your teammates.
And tell us a little bit about the salon. How many stylists do you have now? What's, you know, what's the average vibe and feeling of the hairdressers that work here? So I'm sure we have lots of hairdressers out there that want to move to New York. We hear that all the time. So if someone wanted to come and work here, you know, what would they expect?
Well, we're about like 14 hairstylists.
14 hairstylists?
Yes.
Marco says you're going to be poor for a while. That's true. Any hairdresser that moves to New York has to earn it. Absolutely.
Julian, thanks for joining us.
Our good buddy Julian Prolingiro, he's our West Coast host, another one of our paisans.
Fabulous.
Julian, he's joined in. He hosts our Hairbrain Lives on the West Coast.
Oh,
So
fun.
thanks for coming in, Julian.
And Patty's cheering me on as usual.
Yeah, Patty is one of you guys' biggest fans, Patty Gibbons. Every time that you guys post that you're hiring, she always puts it up on Hairbrain to let people know. And she's also a host on our community.
And we appreciate everything you do, Patty.
We
Thanks.
love Patty.
Thank you for the support.
All right, let's get back to the technique. Leo, so what's going through your mind technically? What's happening?
I'm just looking how the hair behave right now, and what do I need to take more or what do I need to take less.
So what do you look for? Because I think, you know, to train the eye to know what to look for is a difficult one.
It's a mix between your techniques and what really works. In this case, we're doing something very particular. I want to have some structure, but I still want to be able to move and create some sort of softness. That's all internally.
So that balance. And so you keep moving it and looking for maybe areas where it feels heavy.
It feels heavy, and then go ahead and attack the area.
Excellent, excellent. And basically at this point you're refining all the edges.
Yeah, all the outlines, go through it, make sure like they're okay and they behave okay.
Will you tag me in the video?
Of course.
Okay.
Looking good.
Just get over there.
Looking good. You know, again, it's the kind of the haircut of the moment. This kind of rounded, bowly shapes. We're seeing them a lot in the fashion world. It's looking fabulous. You know, changing it and developing it. Amazing.
And I'm sure we'll be seeing a little more of this. Like, you know, the general public after maybe a few months catch up with everything and is you've seen. Maybe in the runway or maybe in some magazines. The beauty of it right now, trend-wise, they're so short-lived.
Yeah.
There's so much variety around.
Yeah. Well, and there's so much exposure.
Exposure to it. Yeah.
Things just get blown out because you see it everywhere. Yeah. Where maybe things used to take a little bit longer to reach the mainstream.
Now
we're
it's so
seeing
much
the whole
faster.
thing everywhere. Right after Fashion Week, I just started seeing it everywhere. You know, on different people's pages, in the media. Absolutely. Incredible. Well, so it's kind of a quiet moment now in the salon. It's, you know, we came in here at full blast, people blow drying, you know, it ebbs and flows.
It's a little more quiet.
Yeah, now it's really starting to have that kind of 5-point look. All right, so starting to elevate the hair.
So I'm gonna elevate a little bit, still on dry hair. Let's see what I need to soften and what do I need to leave. So we're leaving this part. We want to have that kind of weight line without going too soft, but still a slightly graduated. So it's not straight undercut and then drop as a bowl. We're still gonna be softening into it.
No weight line, totally blended through. What brand of thinning shears do you use? Those look like, are those Yasakas?
Those are Yasakas.
Yasakas, yes. So those are classic.
This is a classic. Yeah.
Have you had those for a long time?
It's been in my pouch for a long time, yes.
Yasakas are a classic. Yeah. I noticed you use the Sessebon cutting comb, so I know right away it's a classically trained hair cutter. Yep.
And you guys like sell a bunch of stuff on your...
We sell it all. Yeah.
On our brain, right?
Yeah. That's, you know, we started off as a community, and then I love tools. I'm a tool junkie. So we started to sell the tools online, and
that's fantastic.
It's how we kind of support it so we can keep doing this. Lots of love coming in. Alessandro says it looks great. Yeah.
Except for Benji. Benji's not having a good time.
Yeah,
Benji should go away.
Sad
Benji.
Person on here
there's
one
like
sad
bowls. Benji, but you know,
yeah,
you
she's
should
sad, but you know,
that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's not for everybody. We understand.
Just keep moving on, Benji. We won't mind.
Yeah.
Whatever, Benji. Get over it.
How do you feel, Beauty? You love it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
You get into a trance when a haircut feels good, right? You're just like,
I also have like
it.
narcolepsy, so I feel like with repetitive scissoring, I'm like not.
It feels so good, right?
It's kind of like that rhythm, yeah. But it's just amazing. I like the way that you worked because you kind of roughed it in, and then you just
go back into it.
Now here's the big question: how do you know when to stop?
And that's always like for hairdresser, it's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
To know when it's like, put it
away.
I'm done. And then you can like start working with your hands. But we're not quite there yet.
How do you know? You know, one of the best things I heard someone say was, it's better to stop 5 minutes early than 10 minutes late.
That's great.
Yeah. A little more raw is better than overdone.
You know, one thing I think about haircuts is that, like, around the 4th day, it looks the best. Because when they're super fresh, they look really strange.
It's true, the hair goes a little bit into shock.
It's true with curly hair as well.
Especially if it's been, like, overcut.
Yeah.
You know. But
I give it to the 4th day, and then I'm like, okay.
I love it.
Yeah. I think, you know, a lot of modern cutting is about getting it to be like the 4th day right away. Yeah. But totally love the cut of the year. Thanks, Brody. We're glad you noticed that because we're seeing it everywhere. Dara Smith loves it, thinks it looks great.
I don't like hearing that. I want like a cool, unique haircut, but if everyone has it, I'm gonna be so glad when it goes.
Well, they don't have it yet.
You'll need a new haircut by the time.
And, you know, all these people are ahead of the curve. This is our craft hairdresser community. So
Okay.
by the time everyone has it, you'll be moved on to something else.
Exactly.
That's how I like to roll. Yeah. I call them like style vultures, and you know that vultures only prey on the dead. So vultures are gonna prey on dead hairstyles.
That is a great line. So what do you do besides modeling?
All sorts of things.
You sound like a poet or a writer.
I'm a writer.
You're a writer. See that?
I've been reading
Vultures
a lot.
only play on the dead.
My new favorite line is from a book I'm reading. It says, "It'll be a cold day in hell the day that I talk to him," or something like
Nice.
that.
Nice.
I got to use that one day.
You got the good one-liners.
I'm full of them.
Yep, Patty Gibbons likes it. Style vultures. They only prey on the dead. Could actually be a tattoo, right?
Oh yeah.
That's like a paragraph.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so now you switch back to the scissor.
Yeah.
So why the change?
So I soften it all out underneath. Now I'm gonna re-strengthen and go through again, combing it onto precision, see what needs to be addressed, what I've left out before, to go ahead and cut it again.
So the
I'm
process
cutting-
was, you kind of rough sketched it in with the scissor.
And then I'm refining it as I'm going. Instead of like starting from underneath, I did sort of the opposite. I started from the front,
Started from the bottom now.
and now I'm like going back.
But I think sometimes to change the process is what makes it new. Because as we said, bowl haircuts have been around, halos and fireflies and round shapes. If you cut it exactly the same way, then it's the same thing.
Then it's the same thing.
But if
So
you take a new
you
approach,
evolve it a little bit, take a new approach to it.
yeah. Amazing. Looks great on you. You don't have a stitch of makeup on, do you?
No,
Do you wear makeup ever?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
I don't know how to put it on.
Don't know how to put it on. You need a makeup artist to follow you around. That's all.
I'm in the broke percent.
Okay, so let's get to the hairline now, because this can be the most challenging
This is a
thing.
little tricky,
Yeah.
yes.
Any tips that you can share here are super important.
Just see like how the natural hair sort of fall and try to make it as best as possible. In this case, I don't want to draw too much attention on a square looking, so I'm just like softening it out, getting rid of like hair that we don't want or we don't need, and leave it a little bit. I'm gonna re-wet it a little bit and see how everything like is going to look afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we've been saying. Betty Lou points out that this haircut's been around for over 40 years, probably longer than that.
Probably.
I think. We
Yeah.
could go back to, at one.
Probably
Here's a fun
middle
one.
age.
Wait, here's a fun one. I worked for Aveda for a while, and we got to work with some tribal cultures.
Right.
And you never see like the Amazonian Indians that have that. They told me they cut it with a sharpened clamshell. So they would like take
Really?
a clamshell,
Sharpen it
That's
out?
how they got that perfect line, because the shell was curved, and they would put something underneath on the forehead, and they would just press it through the hair.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought, wow, that's pretty incredible. A
That
sharpened
is a
clamshell.
passion
Yeah.
for the haircut.
Yeah.
Wouldn't get near my head with the clamshell.
But if you're a Peruvian Indian, maybe. Yeah. There's something fierce about the round bowl. Also, you think of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc.
Yeah,
with the
but
round-
all the middle age moment, they were all
There's
there.
something heroic about it and
Yeah.
brave, right?
Brave, totally.
Excellent. Really come together incredibly. I love that it's softened up, but still has that strong shape.
Just keep going back into it, see if there is anything that we don't like. It's all about like feeling, but then yet we want to keep this strong.
So when you pull it through your fingers like that, what are you feeling for?
I'm feeling weight of the hair and balance.
Yeah.
I can see if I pull out if one section is higher than the other one, then I go back in there.
Right. And then also the thickness, since you're doing a lot of weight removal.
Exactly.
So you actually
So
feel.
you can actually feel what it needs
Yep.
to be addressed. You still do a bunch of
Hair?
cut?
Oh, I just did clients last night. Yeah, I still do clients one day a week, and I still do shows and classes. Yeah.
But you with Rojo?
No, not anymore.
You're all by yourself
No.
right now.
Yeah, I'm all by
it's
myself.
all,
Yeah.
it's all
Really great style.
Gerard and Herbray.
Gerard, Randy, Kelly,
And
hair
Kelly.
brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, we do our own events and classes, and then
All throughout.
Yeah.
America,
Yeah.
North America.
Yeah, and I went
My
to
next stop
Tokyo
is I want to go to
this year.
Croatia. There's amazing
Oh my
hairdressers
god,
in
I
Croatia.
was just there.
And I'm coming for Croatia. We're going to do a week of Facebook Live. It's amazing, the hairdressers out there.
literally
And the
paradise.
Ukraine, there's incredible hairdressers in Ukraine.
And of course, Italy.
Of course,
We're
Italy.
looking forward to visiting Parma. I know that there's going to be a whole
Next
new,
year.
whole new headquarters for Davines.
World War II is going to be in their factory.
Yeah, the worldwide tour
Worldwide.
is going to be in Parma at the new factory, which is, I think, the most sustainable kind of production facility. Yeah, absolutely.
Take me with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can add some Parmigiano.
Show me some stuff when they were down in Cancun last month.
Oh, did you guys go to Cancun as
It
well?
was a distributed convention, so we thought it was a good idea to go and promote the academy. Because
Ah.
after all, is
So tell us a little bit about the event in Cancun. So,
they were all the distributors of United States and Canada.
amazing. Okay, we have a question from someone who's been here before, Casey Kurtz. Hi, Leo.
Hi,
It's the
Casey.
next Davines event that I love visiting.
We'll be actually taking on the road for the summertime.
On the road? The Ion Studios Academy is going on the
It's
road.
going on the road, yeah. We're gonna promote all around North America. First one is Richmond, Virginia. Then we go to California.
Are there hands-on opportunities at those, or is it
That's the
just
case. Those big shows, the local hands-on. The hands-on, keep it for the academy.
Well, we've been invited to Poland. We have someone watching from Poland. Martina, she wants us to come to Poland. Tamara wants you guys to come to Australia. I went to Australia last
Well,
year.
definitely not to come to Australia.
Have you been?
Never been to Australia.
You know how you said the Canadian hairdressers you really like, the Australian hairdressers the same.
And
You know,
They have
of a great standard, and you know what I love down there? It's a very small industry. They're all connected. Like every good hairdresser in Australia knows every good hairdresser, and in a friendly way.
It should be like that.
Yeah, a lot of Italian,
Yeah.
Australian hairdressers.
But they're all very
The
passionate.
Tagninis, you guys know the
I used to have a
Tagninis?
group of Australians that used to come here all the time from the show and just assist. They were like fantastic.
Yeah, we've got greetings from Serbia, from Petrosnavic.
Wow.
Yeah, people all over the world are watching. That's what's so great about this. It's about getting
Especially because Petra is watching us at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let us know where you're watching from, anywhere in the world. We'd love to hear about it.
Hello from New York.
Hello from New York. There's a great comment from Joseph. Great cut. Love the vintage Twiggy Vidal feel. Yeah.
it all comes there. Like we all know, we're not reinventing. We're not gonna be like anything like incredible.
You know, I've never stressed out about reinventing anything.
It's okay. That's the beauty of it. Like always, it repeat itself.
Yeah.
Actually,
And it's that individual that you're working on.
and you can
Doing
tweak
something
it.
new.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when I was a young teacher, I had a student who told me, you know, every rose is beautiful on its own.
On its own,
It
yeah.
doesn't feel bad that it looks like another rose, you know? It's kind of interesting. Hello from Long Island. That's Michigan. We've got Laura watching from Michigan.
Hi guys.
Camille from Long Island. So everybody's watching. All right, it looks like you're probably getting close because this is looking
Yeah,
fantastic.
this is just
So now you're making that decision, you know, when is it time to stop?
To stop. Yeah.
So you switched back a little bit to your Yasaka thinning scissor. What were you thinking?
I'm softening it up a little bit the line around, and I'm just going straight. This is all purely visual.
Yeah, and you're, as you said, you're a very visual hair cutter, but it seems like you're rooted in technique. You know, you
Well,
got the
it all comes with that, right? And you gotta learn your first technique, then you can break the rules.
Right.
Always the same. Like you can't just start with breaking rules and then build up a technique.
Yeah, I think that could be one of the challenges, you know, with young hairdressers in general. It's so fun to break the rules right away, but if you do it too much when you're young, you never get a
Then you
foundation.
never, yeah. It's important to like learn and know all your craft, even if you don't use it.
Right.
Like, it's
Right.
nice to know how to back comb the hair,
Yeah.
even if you're never gonna use it, because who's gonna ask for, can you back comb my hair?
But the one time that you need
But
to
when
be-
when you need it and you don't know it, you're gonna put your feet up to your mouth.
Right.
Because you're like, how am I gonna do this? Yes, I'm just gonna go in there and then create like a big
All right,
mess.
so now I've noticed you're kind of working vertically with the
Inside,
thinning scissors. So
yeah.
It's just like tipping through the ends.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of softening even that little bit more.
Even.
Again, it went from this rough sketch and it just keeps evolving. into a more defined shape, but I love the softness.
I really love hair. Obviously, I'm a hairstylist, so like you gotta love what you do. But it's always nice to like treat hair like a little different, like a material, not really like
Fabric.
a fabric. Yeah.
Absolutely. Vilma, thanks for watching. Our good friend Vilma. I'm going to do a class at her salon at the end of the month. Well, actually, the end of next month. Vilma's in Kansas City. And she says she's going back to the salon right now to do this haircut on one of her staff.
Wonderful.
Fabulous.
Okay, so you're dampening the hair down a little bit now.
I'm using that spray just to dampen it up a little bit. And
So this is a Davines like a leave-in conditioner?
the conditioner is fantastic. I'm going to use the milk, the oil.
It's her favorite product.
Oh, fabulous.
Smells amazing, like
No,
all
she
the
has a
Davines.
better definition of the smell.
Tell us
Why do you
the
like this
definition.
product?
You could tell them.
No, it sounds better if you tell
You're
it.
not shy. You've been telling us all along what you think.
It just smells really good. It smells like a sexy feminine boy.
Sexy.
A sexy feminine boy.
Well, it smells like sexy boys, but they
Like a girly, sexy feminine.
well, they said it's more of a feminine smell than a masculine. But it smells like a
But
sexy boy.
it's good on the boy.
Yeah.
I think so.
And the oil, what do you think? I love the smell of the oil. That's very unique.
What is that?
That's the one he just put in.
I know, but what is it? Oy. I
So,
love it,
Leo, can you
and
tell
I've
us a
been
little bit
using
about
it.
the oil milk that you just put in the
The
hair?
oil milk is just all once beautifying. It's not too heavy. Always like moisture the hair right enough without getting greasy, which is really important.
So this is the one that you were spraying it on your hands rather
Yeah.
than the hair.
Well, I
Do you
kind
normally
of,
do it that way?
I love using my hands,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Yeah.
it's,
So,
it's nice
here's
to
a question.
control it a little better. When you spray on, unless you have the right ratio from product into the hair, can spot it. Instead, when you're using your hands, you target exactly where it needs to be.
So as a salon owner that has such a beautiful space, how important is packaging to you? You know, that's one thing I always notice about Davines. I mean, the packaging itself is like a work of art.
Oh my
So,
God, yeah. It's,
For you, was that like an important part of?
well, it's kind of nice to see a good package when you get the product. You know, it's not so much. They keep it simple, but it's impactful. And it looks great.
It looks like
Yeah.
it belongs here, which is incredible. All right, lots of love coming in now that everybody sees how this came together. Diane says beautiful and seamless. Kelly Sloan says on her face shape, this is perfect. Mari Jones, who's been cheering us on all along, she loves it. So lots of great stuff coming in here. So you dampened it now and you're drying it a
I'm
little
just
bit.
like drying a little bit. I kind of want to leave a little bit of separation in the hair, so I'm not fully drying it. I'm gonna clean her up a little bit and apply just a little more milk, and then she's ready to go.
These are stations they were talking about earlier, just big chunks of wood. Definitely different.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
No working together. Yeah.
There you go, going bowling.
Sorry, baby. We're gonna use a little more milk in there, and then we can wrap it up.
So this is what we were talking about with the milk. You sprayed on your hands rather than hair.
Yes,
You
and then
emulsify.
emulsify in there, and then just go.
And now you're using it as just finishing product.
Yes.
I would photograph really well with
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Because it's
To
not
reflect
greasy, but
the light,
it's,
the movement.
yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Bowled over. Bowled over.
Really dry.
Going bowling.
I think you can come up with one more by the end of this.
All right.
And
Bull-tastic.
Fantastic. Leo, come on in here. Say thanks everyone for tuning
Thank
in and
you,
your
everybody.
support.
Thanks, everybody.
This beautiful salon. Thank you to Davines for supporting our Hairline lives, and thank you to our beautiful model for being so cool and
Happy
looking
birthday,
incredible.
girl.
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Judy.
Peace out, guys. We'll see
thank
you next
you,
time.
guys.